I would definitely have to say that one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars sequel trilogy has got to be Supreme Leader Snoke. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one character, to me at least, that really grew on me was Snoke in both The Force Awakens and in The Last Jedi. You know, seeing him in both the form of a hologram and in physical form, I thought was a rather cool way to actually evolve the character throughout the sequel trilogy, and now a lot of fans are awaiting of what's to come in Star Wars Episode 9 by JJ and Chris Terrio. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc., one of which has all to do with a major hint and or indicator of Supreme Leader Snoke's return in Star Wars Episode 9. Specifically, a description of Kylo Ren walking into his throne room with his Knights of Ren in the distance stands a couple of Snoke's attendants. Now, let me stop right here for a second. You guys may recall the attendants in The Last Jedi. The attendants are those black cloaked figures seen in the background in Snoke's throne room, and you actually do see them with their glowing eyes. They suddenly vanish midway through the movie. Now, moving on, what's very intriguing is that the same ones are seen in The Last Jedi. The next goes over Kylo's throne room beginning to shift and change to a different environment, with Snoke now sitting in Kylo's throne. Snoke appears to be rejuvenated without his scars, deformities, and injuries, and sports a similar golden robe. The next goes over Kylo and Snoke cycling around each other in a similar pattern to Anakin and Obi-Wan did on Mustafar. Another goes over Snoke smiling at Kylo with Snoke's attendants now behind Snoke and in a stance with Kylo and his knights. So I really want to go over a couple of parts about this that really do pique my interest for this movie. Now, could this be a vision, a nightmare, or a dream sequence for Kylo Ren? Or is this indeed the return of Supreme Leader Snoke? Now, let's go over a couple of pieces that honestly really do raise a lot of questions for this character. Now, I want to note the changing of the environment in Kylo Ren's throne room. Does this mean that Snoke is able to alter the realities through the eyes of other individuals out there, creating false realities, if you will? Now, it's very possible that Snoke has this power because we see what he did to both Kylo Ren and Rey by bonding the two minds together into one, basically seeing each other's environments. So I'm pretty sure that there's no doubt in there that Snoke is able to change his own environment or change reality in, of course, a different perception through some of our characters. Now, the other thing that I do want to go over is how Snoke is with his attendants. Now, you guys may not know about the attendants, but these individuals, right, these very interesting creatures, they are actually the ones responsible for helping out the remnants of the Empire into eventually becoming the First Order. They essentially guided everybody to go through into the unknown regions. So these are very powerful beings. I don't know if you guys saw them in The Last Jedi, but you do get glimpses of them here and there. And if you read The Last Jedi novelization, and if you guys read the visual dictionary, you'll actually learn a whole lot more about those creatures. It's a very interesting piece for sure. Now, how he's all rejuvenated without his injuries, scars, or deformities in front of Kylo Ren, and is actually in a standoff between Kylo and his knights and Snoke and his attendants. Snoke, however, appears to be young and in a similar golden robe. So like I say, I'm not quite sure if this is a vision, a nightmare, and or dream sequence for Kylo, or if this is indeed Snoke coming back to life. Now, I believe it is him back to life here. I think that this is indeed a major hint and or indicator that Snoke is indeed alive in Episode 9. Now, we do know that Andy Serkis has been asked this question numerous times if he's involved with Episode 9, and he always laughs it off. He doesn't really say yes or no. He won't say anything, which I find very interesting for sure. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, if we look at everything else with Snoke, we do know that JJ, Rian Johnson, and yes, even others out there like Andy Serkis, know the whole entire backstory of Supreme Leader Snoke, as well as other secrets out there for the character that are currently untold to the fans around the world. So I think that there's a lot at stake here when it comes to the sequel trilogy for one of the major villains in Episode 9 that could very well offer a very unique redemption arc for the character of Kylo Ren by creating a greater evil. What I really like about Snoke is how much history this character has. He has seen the rise and fall of the Galactic Empire, knows the stories of Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine's fall and death, and he also created the First Order. So there's a lot of mystery as to how he created the First Order, how he actually built his own army and gained the trust of many different stormtroopers and First Order commanders out there, including General Hux, Ben Solo turning into Kylo Ren. I mean, there's a lot of mystery with this character's backstory that a lot of people want to learn more about, especially, you know, in the actual movies, aside from the current canon, like books, novels, and comics, etc. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.